Kenny played a vital role in Robby's redemption arc in Season 4 of Cobra Kai. It's your main man Maniac, and in this video, I'm going to be taking a look into why this is the case. Both Robby and Kenny happened to be the support figures that they needed at that point in their lives. With Sean in juvie, Kenny needed an older brother figure in the form of Robby to look up to and also to teach him how to protect himself against the threat of people like the bullies that he encountered in school. Robby, on the other hand, needed to try and find a way of getting rid of the hate in his heart that he had for his father and Miguel, and an easy way for him to do that was to be the mentor that he wished he had years ago to someone like Kenny who needed his help. Before I go into why Robby's redemption arc would probably not have happened if Kenny wasn't a part of it, I'm going to look into why Robby even needed a redemption arc in the first place. So the two obvious reasons for Robby needing a redemption arc is firstly because he just went to juvie for kicking Miguel off the balcony, and obviously to the community and to people in the Cobra Kai universe, he seemed like an aggressive guy who loses his temper and then causes people to end up in hospital with serious injuries. But he also needed a redemption arc for us, the audience, the viewers, because a lot of people disliked Robby ever since Season 1, even before he kicked Miguel off the balcony. And this is because a lot of people rooted for Miguel at the start of Season 1, including myself. Miguel arguably is still one of my favourite characters in the series. However, I do like how Robby's character has developed and changed now across Season 3 and Season 4, and obviously Season 5. This is because arguably people blame Robby for the breakup between Miguel and Sam. If Robby had never met Sam, then Miguel would have never grown suspicious that she was seeing somebody else in Season 1, and that's why she was reluctant to bring him home to her parents. Also, if she'd have never brought Robby to the canyon, then Miguel would have never jumped to this conclusion and tried to attack Robby because he was angry that Sam had been lying to him and that there was someone else in the picture. Furthermore, there would have never been this rivalry between Miguel and Robby that lasted all the way until Season 5 and kind of ended in a beef-ending battle. For this reason, many viewers dislike Robby, especially in Season 1 and in Season 2. Before meeting Kenny, Robby felt like he needed no one and it was just him against the world. But in meeting Kenny, he had someone to show his karate experience to, he had someone to mentor, and he also had someone who he could try and teach not to make the same mistakes that he made. Robby thought that the reality of the world was that rich and successful people like Daniel just wanted to use him for what he was good for, and that he was never truly valued or respected, and this led him to be very angry at the world. He was very angry with Miguel because he blames him for his current situation, as Miguel didn't have to jump to that conclusion at the canyon, and that completely spiraled into him kicking Miguel off the balcony and going to juvie. And he has resentment for his father because he was never really there for him when he was younger and when he was a child, and therefore he believes that some of the issues that he has right now are due to Johnny not even being there for him in the first place. But you can see that him helping Kenny learn how to fight and helping Kenny to improve made him feel better, made him start to actually feel happy, and he lost some of this anger and hatred that he had towards the world, especially in Season 3 and in Season 4 early on. While he was mentally vulnerable, Robby fell under the influence of Kreese and the ideology of Cobra Kai, and later was taken under the wings of Silver as well. This led him to believe that the no mercy and striking fast and striking hard was going to get him what he wanted, which I'm not exactly sure what Robby really wanted, but I know he was definitely angry at the world and angry at the other characters that I've mentioned previously. However, already being one of the strongest fighters in Miyagi-Do before this, Robby had a great use of both styles and even showed the Cobra Kai students how they could use both styles to help be one step ahead of their opposition in Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do in the next All Valley tournament. But seeing Kenny go all into this no mercy ideology and becoming very angry and very violent, very aggressive, Robby remembered what Daniel had warned him about, how when he joined Cobra Kai and was taught by Silver, he became so angry and out of control. He sees this in Kenny and believes that this is not how he trained him, and realises that Cobra Kai at 100% and not having any kind of respect or any consideration for the consequences of your actions is not the right path to go down, and was going to lead Kenny into disaster, potentially ending up in juvie like his brother. This led Robby to believe that Kreese and Silver were not the right teachers for him, and he also realised that he can't live his entire life blaming his father because it's never going to help him grow, and he will never truly be happy if he just blames his father for everything. Robby then went back to his father and repaired his relationship, and then it moved on to Season 5. However, if Robby had never seen the effect that Cobra Kai had on Kenny, he may have never left Cobra Kai and never escaped from the grasp of Kreese and Silver, and would have continued to go further down the path, just like his father did, and eventually end up living a life similar to Johnny, where he's older, probably estranged from someone like Shannon, a type of character like that, maybe have children that he was never around to be with, and just go through alcohol abuse and get in and out of trouble for minor crimes of violence. If Kenny had never come to Robby for help and had never come to Cobra Kai, it's interesting to wonder whether or not Robby would still be in Cobra Kai right now. Furthermore, as Kenny stayed in Cobra Kai in Season 5, it made Robby more and more determined to put things right and to fight on the right side. I also believe that the relationship with Kenny made the audience see that Robby is not as horrible and terrible a person as they might made out, and characters who still disliked him at that point in the season may have actually started to forgive Robby for what he had done and realise that it wasn't really his fault entirely. Well, that's all I really have to say about Kenny being a big part of Robby's redemption arc. If you're still watching, then you can let me know your answer to this question in the comments below. Do you believe that Kenny was the biggest part of Robby's redemption arc, or do you believe that him being in juvie was the biggest part and influence, or it was him learning from his own mistakes that he made while being in Cobra Kai? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like this video if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting my channel. It's been your MMA Maniac, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye.